Hello and welcome to another episode of New Perspectives. Today's story begins with a simple truth. America loves to build big. From massive bridges to giant dams to rockets that leave the planet, the United States is full of engineering that pushes the limits of imagination. We're exploring some of the most impressive engineering marvels in the country. Projects that redefined how people move and live, including one located just a short drive from where I grew up in Virginia. Let's start with the system that ties the entire country together, the United States Interstate Highway System. It's one of the largest engineering projects ever completed. It stretches more than 48,000 miles across deserts, mountains, farmland, rivers, and major cities. If you laid this system end to end, it would circle the Earth almost twice. It connects nearly every region of the country into one enormous integrated network. President Dwight D. Eisenhower launched the project in 1956 after observing how efficient Germany's Autobahn system was during World War II. His experience convinced him of something simple but revolutionary. A nation's strength depends on its ability to move people, goods, and military forces quickly and safely. The construction required thousands of engineers, surveyors, and workers. They blasted through mountains, spanned wide rivers with new bridges, carved safe routes through harsh terrain, and created construction standards that are still used around the world. The project took decades to complete and reshaped the American landscape. Entire towns emerged along the highways, economies shifted, and new patterns of migration and travel began to form. And in a country where nearly everyone depends on a car, the interstate system quickly became part of everyday life. And culturally, the interstate system gave rise to the classic American road trip. Long drives, roadside motels, 24-hour diners, giant billboards promising the world's best pie, and those mysterious gas station snacks that always look a little radioactive but somehow taste amazing. Next, we travel to the border of Nevada and Arizona to visit a project so massive it changed the geography and the future of the American Southwest. The Hoover Dam rises more than 200 meters above the canyon floor, roughly the height of a 60-story building. And at the time of its completion in 1936, it was the tallest dam in the world and the largest concrete structure ever built. Constructed during the Great Depression, the project employed tens of thousands of workers who labored in intense desert heat to tame the Colorado River. To make it possible, engineers developed new construction methods. Instead of pouring one giant slab, they created massive interlocking concrete blocks, then pumped chilled water through a network of pipes inside each block to cool it evenly. Without this system, the concrete could have taken more than a century to cure. The result was a structure powerful enough to hold back one of North America's strongest rivers. Today, Hoover Dam prevents catastrophic floods, supplies water to millions of people, and generates hydroelectric power that helped electrify the Southwest and fuel the rise of cities like Las Vegas, Phoenix, and Los Angeles. But Hoover Dam is more than an engineering triumph. It became a symbol of American determination during one of the darkest economic moments in history. Now we head west to one of the most photographed landmarks on Earth, the Golden Gate Bridge. Stretching across the strait that connects the Pacific Ocean to San Francisco Bay, this bright orange icon isn't just a postcard shot. When it opened in 1937, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world, with a main span of almost 1,300 meters. And even today, nearly 90 years later, it remains one of the most recognizable pieces of engineering anywhere. Before the bridge existed, San Francisco was practically cut off from the rest of Northern California. Strong tides, heavy fog, and fierce winds made the Golden Gate Strait notoriously difficult to cross. Construction was not easy. Workers balanced on narrow beams hundreds of feet above the ocean, often in blinding fog and gusts strong enough to knock a person off their feet. Yet, through careful safety innovations, from mandatory hard hats to the famous safety net that saved 19 men, the project became a landmark not only in engineering, but in worker protection. When the bridge finally opened, it didn't just connect two pieces of land. It connected an entire region. It opened trade, travel, and opportunity right as the American West was beginning to boom. And to this day, the Golden Gate Bridge stands as proof that beauty and engineering can exist in the same place. A structure built to withstand brutal winds, powerful tides, and constant salt air, while still looking timeless and effortless. Now we leave Earth behind and head into the final frontier. NASA isn't just a space agency. It's one of the greatest engineering ecosystems ever built. Founded in 1958, at the height of the space race, NASA's mission was simple but overwhelming: explore the unknown and engineer the impossible. And it delivered. The Saturn V was a massive 3-stage rocket designed to launch the Apollo missions to the moon, and it remains the most powerful rocket ever flown successfully. The computers on board were tiny by today's standards, yet NASA engineers use them to guide astronauts across nearly 385,000 kilometers of space to the lunar surface and bring them home safely. NASA's influence reaches far beyond space. Technologies first created for its missions now appear in airplanes, medical devices, firefighting gear, weather forecasting, and even inside our homes, from memory foam to scratch-resistant lenses. Countless innovations exist because NASA engineers had to solve problems no one had ever faced before. Today, NASA continues to push boundaries with the Artemis program, which will return astronauts to the moon, including the first woman and the first person of color, and prepare for future missions to Mars. NASA shows how engineering, imagination, and courage can push humanity farther than we ever thought possible. Next, we'll take a look at one of the most extreme roller coasters in the world, and it happens to be in my home state of Virginia. This is Intimidator 305, located at King's Dominion, a machine built for pure speed and adrenaline. When it first opened, it gained a reputation almost instantly, though not for the reasons you would expect. My friends and I had no idea what we were getting into. The line was shockingly short, so we thought we were getting lucky, a brand new roller coaster with almost no wait time. Well, about 3 seconds into the drop, we understood why. Our vision dimmed, a brief gray out, as they call it, caused by the huge G-forces pushing blood away from the brain. I've ridden more roller coasters than I can count, and that had never happened to me before. Even as a seasoned rider, I was genuinely shocked. Only later did I learn that hardcore coaster fans travel from around the world just to ride I-305, as it's known online, a coaster so intense that its original first turn pulled 4 to 5 Gs of sustained force. That's similar to what fighter pilots train to endure during high-speed maneuvers. No wonder so many riders experienced grayouts. Engineers eventually had to redesign the turn to reduce the G-forces. The engineering behind Intimidator 305 is as impressive as the experience. Its steel track twists and dives with millimeter precision, built to stay smooth at extreme speeds. Every bolt, support beam, and curve is calculated to deliver maximum thrill while keeping riders safe. Roller coasters like I-305 might look like pure fun, and they are, but they're also feats of engineering that combine physics, aerodynamics, structural design, and human tolerance in ways few machines can match. Engineering isn't always about solving serious problems. Sometimes it's about creating a 2-minute adrenaline rush that sends people laughing, shaking, or rethinking all their life choices as soon as they step off. Our final stop takes us to one of the newest and most futuristic engineering feats in the United States. Completed in 2023, the Sphere in Las Vegas, Nevada, is the largest spherical structure in the world and home to the largest LED screen ever built. From the outside, it looks like a giant glowing planet sitting in the middle of the desert. Its exterior, called the exosphere, is a 54,000 square meter LED display that can transform into anything: an enormous eye, a basketball, the moon, or a sunrise so realistic it grabs everyone's attention. Inside, the engineering is just as impressive. The sphere contains an enormous wraparound interior screen, creating a seamless visual environment that surrounds the entire audience. It's become a showcase for major performers. U2 launched the venue, and the Sphere's custom immersive film, Postcard from Earth, continues to attract large audiences. The sound system is equally advanced. The venue used more than 160,000 speakers with beam-forming audio, meaning every single person hears the same precise sound, no matter where they sit. No echoes, no distortion. With a construction cost of about $2.3 billion, the Sphere is one of the most expensive entertainment venues ever built. It also stands out as one of the most innovative, blending engineering, architecture, and digital media into an experience unlike any other. As we end today's episode, we've seen that America's engineering achievements come in all shapes and scales, from national highways and iconic bridges to the power of Hoover Dam and the bold ambitions of NASA. Each one shows what's possible when big ideas meet the determination to bring them to life. These creations aren't just structures or machines. They're reminders of how far imagination, perseverance, and problem solving can take us. Thanks for exploring these iconic marvels with me. I'm Casey Davis Uchok, and until next time, stay curious, keep discovering, and stay tuned to AFROTURK TV.